This man was aggressive. With a cigar in his mouth, he calmly picked up his weapon. He shot at the oncoming car. The driver was killed on the spot. The man with the cigar turned around and left in style. Behind him, a young boy witnessed the whole thing. He was shocked and in awe. Even after the cigar man left, he immediately picked up the bullet head on the ground as a souvenir. This cigar man is the town's gangster. The car he just smashed with his gun. It was the town's prohibition car. The reason why the boy admired him so much, because his family is also in the alcohol business. The boy has two brothers. The older brother is strong and powerful. The second brother is tough and stable. Only he, Jack, the most cowardly of the three brothers. The three brothers ran the liquor factory. The city does not allow them to sell liquor, so they sell it quietly. Sometimes they were picked on by gangsters. This man was scared, but the second brother would calmly go up to the other side and reason with them. If he didn't have these two brothers, the three brothers' liquor shop, they would never have been able to run it. Recently there was a new sheriff in town. He wanted to collect protection money from all the liquor store owners, but the three brothers wouldn't take them up on it. Dare you touch me again? Seeing the three brothers' strong attitude, the next day the sheriff brought someone to look for trouble in their liquor store. At that time, the elder brother and the second brother were not at home. The youngest, Jack, saw the sheriff with a gun. He was too scared to say a word, so the sheriff, who was afraid of the tough guy, at once, he beat him up severely. The older brother and the younger brother came back, found that Jack had been beaten. They were very angry, but more than that, they hated their brother's cowardice. Jack's character was too weak. No matter what the second brother said, he just wanted to put things behind him. Jack would not let his brothers help him take revenge. The sheriff thought that the three brothers were afraid. He sent his men to encourage the three brothers to pay protection money. But the second brother was not afraid of them, because he knew that his temperamental brother would not be able to bear this anger.
Oh, what, you gonna shoot me, huh? You gonna hurt my brother? Are you trying to intimidate us, Sheriff?
The second brother sits back and watches the show, waiting for Big Brother to finish up. He only went up to warn the two fighters not to come back. For Big Brother, his weakness is his two brothers. And for the second brother, his weakness is not only his family and his favorite Lucy. Lucy was working for him. Usually the second brother is always very restrained in front of him. Unfortunately, there are always people who don't have eyes to mess with him. These two cowboys in the tavern were trying to harass the beautiful woman in front of them, but they don't know that Lucy has a backbone. Are you pointing a gun at this woman? Now I know. The second brother was afraid of scaring Lucy. He also kindly dragged these two cowboys out. Afterwards, Lucy gently rubbed his wound with medicine. She blew a little breath. The second brother's heart was beating like a roller coaster ride. In order not to look too strange, he asked Lucy to go back to rest first. He thought the accident was over. Unexpectedly, when he was going back, he was caught by the two cowboys and had his throat slit.
Oh, you got trouble.
The second brother's neck continued to bleed, but fortunately he did not die. People in town said, second brother dragged his bleeding body. He walked alone to the hospital for treatment. Word of his heroic deeds soon spread throughout the town, but only Lucy knew that. He didn't come to the hospital by himself. She had brought him here. The two cowboys came to see her later. After Lucy was hurt by them, he immediately came and took him to the hospital. But in order to protect her brother's dignity, she did not say anything about it. Lucy wanted to leave town and go somewhere else, but her brother couldn't let her go. He asked Lucy to stay at their house first. When he was well, he would go and settle the score with those two punks. Lucy's affairs were settled for the time being, but Jack had secretly taken the keys to his car. He wanted to get the family business going while he was injured, so he asked his friends to go to town with him to sell alcohol. Jack had never traded on his own before. Just in case, he brought a pistol with him. Unfortunately, as soon as he arrived at the deal, he was controlled by the gangster's men, since it was Jack's first time here. So the gangster's subordinates didn't trust him. They planned to execute Jack and his friends, but just as they were about to do so, Jack panicked and revealed his identity. He heard that his second brother's throat was slit and walked several miles to the hospital. The gangster immediately released them. Out of care for the second brother, the gangster bought the wine Jack brought at a high price because he wanted to make a good friend with the second brother. The gangster also revealed revealed the background and address of the two gangsters. It turned out that the gangsters were hired by the new sheriff. After learning that the sheriff was behind all this, Jack rushed home and told his brother about it. He said he wanted to go with his brother to take revenge. Second brother agreed to him. He was happy to go on a date with his girlfriend. But when Jack came back, he realized that his brother and brother were gone. He rushed to the gangsters' house. By now they had finished with the men. There was no need for Jack here. The second brother asked him to take the body tissue of the gangster. Give it to the sheriff. The sheriff received a mysterious delivery. He carefully took out the contents. He didn't realize that it was human body tissue. The sheriff knew that the second brother had killed his men. He wanted to seek revenge on the second brother, but they moved away from the old liquor store. Now the sheriff doesn't even know where they made the liquor. In order to take revenge, the sheriff simply arrested other liquor dealers to torture them for his perverted behavior. The second brother did not know. At this time, he and Lucy were getting close. Jack was also very close to his girlfriend. To get his girlfriend's heart, Jack also took him to their secret wine shop. The big brother on the mountain saw this scene. He was very angry. Now is not the right time, because the sheriff has watched Jack's whereabouts, and he was coming after him. Big brother had to howl loudly on the mountain to warn them. Jack rushed the men into hiding. They ambushed the sheriff outside, but Big Brother was even faster than them. Jack saw this, also rushed in. He tried to kill the sheriff with one shot, but the sheriff saw through his cowardice right away. The sheriff was right. Jack was really afraid to pull the trigger. He can only take revenge by stomping on the sheriff's face a few times, but he missed that chance. There would be no more time to kill the sheriff. Seeing the sheriff's men rushing in, Jack and his brother quickly fled the scene, but although they escaped, his friend who made the wine but was killed by the sheriff. Hearing of his friend's death, Jack was so angry inside. He regretted that he hadn't done something about it. To avenge his friend's death, he drove out alone to settle the score with the sheriff. His elder brother and second brother were afraid that something would happen to him, so they went after him. Once they arrived at the scene, they found that Jack had indeed been shot once. They immediately launched an operation against the sheriff's men. The second brother wanted to take advantage of the chaos to drag Jack to the car, but the sheriff saw him right away. He hit the second brother with his gun. The three brothers were at a standstill. Fortunately, at that moment, the bullied liquor dealers all arrived on the scene. With them on board, the sheriff's men no longer dared to act rashly. The second brother tried to get up and kill the sheriff. The second brother was shot so many times. Jack, who was always weak, was no longer weak. He picked up the gun he dropped on the ground. Then he rushed in and caught up with the sheriff and shot him twice. Peace was finally restored to the town. Years later, the three brothers and their family still live happily together. Although the second brother was shot several times, but he still survived. He often told his brother and Jack they are immortal. But it turns out that there comes a time when people, sometimes it's not immortality, it is not yet time to die. And in the end, he was dumb luck and pneumonia got on.